This story would begin at the end of the battle against the legendary Saiyan Broly, in which he was able to put the warriors in great trouble. However, with the help of the fusion, they were able to defeat Broly, but the God of Destruction Beerus was very thoughtful, because Son Goku's power was beginning to grow in an incredible and excessive way. That's right, several months having passed since the battle against Broly, the Saiyan Goku would undergo rigorous training, both mental and physical, to be able to overcome each of his powers, and in the same way activate the Ultra Instinct at will, because this was an extremely difficult and complicated training, since even the gods were not able to reach that state of calm. Mr. Beerus, what's the matter with you? I've been thinking about him for the last month. Is there anything bothering him?
Whis, I really think Son Goku's a threat to this whole universe. But I don't have the required power to be able to do anything, because he has the support of the great Zeno-sama.
Mr. Beerus, I can't believe what you're saying, because if it weren't for Son Goku, the whole universe 7 together with you would have disappeared before the great Zeno-sama.
I understand, Whis, but if the useless Goku had not given him that proposal, we'd have never held any tournament. That was all his fault.
But the staff of Whis would resonate, which was a call from the great Zeno-sama, which asking them to come immediately to his palace. The deities left the subject of Goku aside, so at a great speed, they would leave towards the kingdom of Zeno-sama. At the moment of arriving, they were a little surprised to realize that there was only one Zeno-sama.
We've arrived, my lord, but excuse the question, what happened to the other Zeno-sama? Or has he left to analyze the other universes?
No, the other Zeno-sama lives inside me now, since we have decided to create a single warrior who is worthy of calling himself a king at all.
Whis and Beerus were surprised, but instantly Daishinkan would likewise arrive in front of all the deities.
It's a pleasure to have him in the king's palace at all, but we have to talk very seriously about the Saiyan Son Goku, since he can't continue to exist.
Exactly. Despite being my best friend, we cannot allow him to put the other universes at risk for his eagerness to become more powerful. That'll be harmful for all of us.
But my lord, you know that if we end Son Goku's existence, most of the gods will turn against us, because thanks to him, they were all able to return. All the gods would be represented thanks to the staff of their angels. That's right, all of them even agreed with the annihilation of this Saiyan Son Goku. I can't believe all of you who were revived want to take down your savior. This would be said Whis mentally, so instantly Daishinkan's eyes would turn a little red. That's right, even the high priest wanted to end the life of the Saiyan, so the mission would be given to the deities of Universe 7 to end Son Goku or send him to some dimension from which they would never be able to leave.
And remember, if you're not able to fulfill this mission, you will die.
The deities would leave for their planet, so at the time of arrival, Beerus felt much more determined to end Son Goku's life. But with the help of Whis' staff, he would realize how Son Goku had been able to access the Ultra Instinct on his own, which would leave him surprised since it was something impossible for a mortal to be able to reach such a state, much less achieve it without the guidance of an angel.
For this mission, I'll need the help of my brother Champa and your sister Vados, who's his angel.
Whis would say absolutely nothing, but after a few minutes that Whis would try to communicate with her sister, it would be impossible for her since she would not answer calls of. Mr. Beerus, apparently you're not available, because as much as I insist, my sister does not respond. I assume that she must be on a mission that the god Champa has ordered her.
Damn, I'll have to wait then, since I don't feel with confidence required to beat Son Goku on my own.
But after a few hours, a big rumble would be felt all over the planet of Beerus. That's right, Champa and Fords had arrived on the planet.
What's going on, Beerus? Vados informed me that she has too many calls from you, so I have to come personally as it must be something important. I appreciate it. I need you to help me seal or end Son Goku's life, since it is the order that Zeno-sama has granted me. Yeah, I know. All the gods agreed for that reason. I also sent Kefla to an alternate dimension. Despite being Saiyan woman, her survival instinct was very fierce, so sent them to another dimension in which they'll die alone. Those Saiyans, they're very weak compared to Son Goku, who this time was able to even master the Ultra Instinct to the maximum power, so I need your help. I'm surprised that your Beerus, the most powerful god of the 12 universes, requires my help. But of course, if he counts on me, I want to see how we annihilate that Saiyan.
All the deities had to head towards the planet Earth, which would be received by Bulma at the moment of arrival, being surprised to observe two new beings.
I don't know who you are, but from their features I can deduce that you, miss, are not the sister of Whis, or you are the brother of Mr. Beerus. But tell me, how can I help them? Do not forget that this is as if it were your home.
There is no time, Bulma. We need to know where's Goku, since the king has completely requested his presence.
I understand, Mr. Beerus. So Sabia was in the mountains meditating, since she wants to access a new transformation. But I don't know, that's what she told me.
I thank you very much, miss. With your permission, we're retiring.
The deities in the moment in front of Goku, which left him a little surprised because his aura was not the same as always. Goku, having maintained that training, had been able to master the Ultra Instinct so much that in his base state he was able to dodge almost any attack. So Goku, when approaching to greet them, quickly dodged the fist of Beerus, which was loaded with a great destructive energy with direction to his heart. At the moment, Goku would take.
What's wrong with them? This is not a simple training. I could tell since they arrived their auras emit murderous intent, and it's directed towards me.
Both gods, without saying anything in the slightest, they launched themselves against Goku, who, despite possessing the Ultra Instinct, was not able to dodge all the blows, if most, but the few blows that connected him were of incredible power. So at the moment, Goku would be sent to a mountainous part, even being dragged, before Goku is able to do anything. Hundreds of blows of energy arrows began to head towards him. Goku would begin to dodge each of the arrows, but being too many, it was impossible for him. One of the arrows was through his heart. That's right, he was at 2 meters, but being so fast, Goku this time would not be able to do anything. But in front of these incredible purple aura would expand all over the place. So at the moment of that arrow colliding with their aura would be completely pulverized.
What happened? These arrows contain destructive energy. Goku couldn't be able to disintegrate them. He hasn't been able to awaken the energy of a god.
But the aura kept rising all over the place, causing a few wrecks all over the place. But the angels with their staves were able to create a great barrier. At the moment of dissipating everything, the Prince of the Saiyans, the great Vegeta, could be seen.
What happened, Kakarot? You being beaten up? You already forgot that only I could finish you?
Vegeta, what are you doing here? I thought you were on another planet training.
And so it was, but I was able to feel how your power is overshadowed by the energy of two deities. I knew that this wasn't about training.
Thank you, Vegeta. I don't know why the gods have turned against me, but now I plan to unleash all my power, and with your help, we'll be able to defeat them.
Of course, Kakarot. I want to fight with the cursed Beerus. Because of him, my father had to humble himself, and he was the one who ordered the destruction of our planet.
No, Vegeta! I want to fight with Beerus. I plan to return every one of his blows.
At the moment, Goku's hair would turn a planetary bright color. Well, Vegeta, he would only observe Champa, who was surprised, but his astonishment would not last so long, because at that moment, the Prince of the Saiyans had dealt him a big blow, starting to beat him up. That's right, although the god Champa has thousands of years of training, he wasn't able to compare himself with the skill on the battlefield of the Saiyans. So at the moment, he was being surpassed by the Saiyan, while on the other hand, Goku and Beerus would stare at each other.
Before I end your life, I want to explain to you why you tried to end mine. What have I done? Even win the tournament of our universe?
There's no point anymore. All divine beings agree on this, since your existence is a threat to all universes. So we decided to end you.
I understand. That means that one way or another I'll die, but I don't plan on going to another world alone. You two will have to come with me.
The battle of both would start, leaving the angels surprised because the power of a mortal had been able to overcome even the power of the gods. After a few minutes, both Saiyans had been able to defeat their opponents, and charging a part of their energy, they would throw two powerful attacks with the intention of ending the life of the gods. But in front of both, Vados was able to stop that great attack without the slightest effort. That's right, the power of both was still very distant compared to an angel. It's time for me to take charge of this. If it were a normal battle, you would have won. But at this moment, I plan to finish this job. Vados, with a few blows, was able to leave Vegeta on the verge of death. While Goku instantly tried to move, he'd be tied by several energy chains, being able to observe as Vados approached his good friend Vegeta.
Your Saiyan has interfered with the mission of the gods, and for the lack of respect, I'll end your miserable life. Kakarot! Please don't let these wretches get away with this. I trust you, Kakarot. I know you'll become the powerful Saiyan. I'm counting on you.
As you are a simple Saiyan, die knowing that the guy will not be able to do anything against us. We will even lock him up so that he dies isolated from everything he loves. Forward instantly, a powerful energy beam was able to end Vegeta's life in front of Goku's eyes, which, despite being filled with uncontrollable anger, would not be able to destroy the energy chains that were holding him. So Forwards would approach Goku. Are you angry? What's the matter? You don't worry, you'll be having your whole life to regret being so weak and not being able to save your friend. Vados with his staff would form a portal, sending Goku inside a powerful blow. At the moment, Goku would fall in a place similar to a planet, but there was no one. However, instantly Goku would be out of combat because despite having been only one blow, the power of Vados was unreal, which put him out of combat. However, in the same dimension was Kefla, the fusion of Khalifa and Kale, the Saiyans that Champa had sent that dimension. The fusion was able to feel like a new dimensional gap had formed. So at the moment of approaching, she was surprised to realize that the warrior who was unconscious was Son Goku.
What is happening? I can't believe it. Even Son Goku's been sent to this dimension. Those guys don't have the slightest thanks to the warrior who saved their lives.
Meanwhile, Kefla would stay by Goku's side, starting to meditate, while Goku wakes up. Meanwhile, the deities of Universe 7 had left for the planet of the great Zeno-sama to report the success in their mission.
Daishinkan-sama, Zeno-sama, we've successfully completed the mission, so there's nothing to worry about. I thank you for your trust for granting me this mission. I knew I could count on you, Beerus. After all, you are the most powerful god among the 12. Now, you can come back. You will be informed of any situation. As you order, Daishinkan-sama. At this time, I withdraw.
Beerus along with Whis would leave back to their planet, not without having destroyed the entire planet Earth in its entirety. On the other hand, in that dimension, time passed much more slowly, so that the agony of the subject would be much greater. But after a few hours, Goku was able to react, but he was very confused and with a strong headache due to the blow from Forwards.
God, where is this? Has all this been a nightmare? No, Goku. It wasn't any nightmare. Everything those bastards did to you happened. They have really betrayed us. But if you're Kefla, that means Vegeta's dead. I couldn't do anything to save him. He gave his life for me. I swear, I'll plan to wipe out all the Divine Energy warriors. You're not alone. Since I also want revenge, I want them to beg for their life and end up like they did with my planet.
Both Saiyans were furious with a clear goal to take revenge on the entire divine world. Goku and Kefla, with a great determination to be betrayed by their gods, the beings for whom they gave their lives to try to get the victory in the Tournament of Power, had been discarded as if they were simple garbage. So at the moment, Son Goku's pure heart would change completely, because a hatred that he never thought he had would begin to run through his body completely, which even surprised Son Goku himself, since his body and aura was beginning to turn a little negative. But to his surprise, he would be totally calmed down from a warm hand that would touch his back.
No, Goku! You should not fall into the path of evil because of those guys. I don't know if in some time my thinking will change, because according to me, in this dimension, we must die because of age. But becoming a being of negative energy will not solve anything. I don't even know how you could be so calm. We gave our lives for them. We did everything to make them have fun, and that's how we get paid. I want to eradicate them. I also want to eradicate them. One thing has nothing to do with the other, but I don't let evil take over my heart, because that will end up destroying me completely. No, I'm a pure-blooded Saiyan. I've been able to overcome all the warriors who have considered me low class. I'm sure I could put the negative energy that runs through my whole body to better use. I know I could do it. In case you're sure that you'll be able to master all that power, count on my support, since in this place we only have each other. Thank you, Kefla, for your words. I promise that I'll not let anything or anyone hurt you. And I swear, we'll finish with those miserable, with everyone who agreed on this.
Both Saiyans would start with their great training, so each blow, each sphere of energy, were able to release the hatred and rancor they felt. That's right, both chose to increase their physical capacity to the maximum, since the Saiyans became much more powerful when they were injured and had fierce battles. On the other hand, on the planet of Beerus, both deities were walking around, but this time, Whis was much more serious. Although it was not something noticeable, Beerus, who had lived with Whis for thousands of years, he would realize,
Hey Whis, do you really feel bad about what we're gonna do to Son Goku?
Mr. Beerus, I'm only your guardian angel, so no matter how I feel, but I really feel that I failed as a teacher since I've never taught you that.
But Whis, understand that it's all for the greater good.
Beerus would try to get closer to Whis, but at the moment, Whis, with anger, would grant a blow to Beerus, which would leave him out of combat while instantly the whole sky began to flash, and an incredible pressure would become present all over the place. After a few seconds, Daishinkan could be observed on the top of the planet.
Well, I knew that the last time I had seen you, you were very strange. Apparently the betrayal towards Son Goku's affected you too much, but you can't do anything.
I know I can't do anything, since all the angels are neutral, but I really can't, and if I have to die, I will die for my ideals.
It's a pity for you, being the second most powerful angel, to end up like this.
Father, you can't do anything to me in the same way, since it would break the angelic norms, and if a new angel wants to take over my position, he must first finish with me.
You're correct.
In that case, I have nothing to worry about, since I am the most powerful angel of the 12 existing, and what I am the second I don't think, since even you have told me that I am the most powerful one. At this moment, you want to scare me. But at the moment, a new portal would begin to form in the middle of both angels, so a beautiful angel would begin to appear from the portal, an angel whom Whis had never seen in his life, but was able to feel how his body trembled, while each of his instincts warned him that he should flee from that place. What is this feeling? Who is she? I'd never seen her, nor had I ever heard of an angel with such characteristics. Father, long time no see. It's a surprise to return to the universe of the mighty Zeno-sama. Apparently I'll have to be the teacher of that god that's lying over there.
You're right, Mikoshin, but Whis seems like he doesn't plan to give up his position so easily. So, you'll have to beat him.
Little brother, don't get beaten. Better give up your post and go to the Angelic Kingdom, because otherwise I won't leave a trace of you. Don't say stupid things. I'm the most powerful angel. No matter who you are, you won't be able to do anything against me. So you better get ready. Oh, you made me laugh. Then the most powerful angel? Don't say ridiculous things. I have that title, and none of the angels have been able to take the name I've earned. Before Whis is able to respond, Mikoshin had lunged at him, being able to graze Whis' cheek, making a few drops of blood fall. But without Whis being able to react, a big kick was able to send him flying, thousands of meters all over the planet, while Mikoshin was fixing her hair. Ho, you really have some ability, but that'll be nothing to stand up to me. You are more powerful than ordinary angels, but I'm the most powerful angel. Was Daishinkan saying was true? I am the second most powerful angel, and this one is the first, but why am I hiding something so important from myself? I hope you have thought about your way to survive, as I have hundreds of years without stretching my bones. The battle between both angels would begin, so that at the very first clash of their fists, hundreds of devastations would be created through Universe 7. Their battle would expand throughout Universe 7, however Whis, despite possessing the Ultra Instinct, wasn't able to give battle that powerful angel, which in each exchange of blows was able to give him some blows powerful enough to make him retreat several meters. Instantly, Mikoshin, releasing a little more of his power, was able to connect a certain blow in the stomach, which at that time of the impact with the planet had destroyed it in its entirety. It hurt me too much. I never thought that an angel would be able to overcome me this way. This is something that I'm not able to assimilate. Well, apparently you've been able to withstand a blow of 67% of all my power. You must be proud, since no one besides our father has been able to withstand all that incredible power. If what she says is true, I have nothing to do against her, since her power surpasses me by tens of times. Mikoshin would begin to approach Whis, which at the moment of raising his gaze, Mikoshin would prostrate his foot on Whis' body, and by exerting incredible power, he would even begin to sink the ground, since the power that Mikoshin was beginning to radiate was amazing. It's time to end your pathetic life, and just so you know, you don't even serve me as a warm-up. You're a simple punching bag. Whis instantly would be pulverized into a large sphere of energy, so at the moment a huge explosion would be created all over the place, causing great chaos around him, while Mikoshin among the fire started to approach towards Daishinkan. Ready, father? I'm done with that hassle, so by the time this pathetic god wakes up, I'll start granting him the required training.
I think it's excellent, Mikoshin. So, I'm retiring, and I leave Beerus in excellent hands.
Daishinkan would leave again for the kingdom. Meanwhile, in the dimension in which the Saiyans were, Whis would appear in the middle of the battle between both Saiyans.
What are you doing, Whis? Have they sent you to finish this off once and for all? Well, let me tell you, that won't be so easy for you.
Goku would expel all his power in the Ultra Instinct, creating a big fuss all over the place. That's right, Goku's power in this short period of time had increased in an incredible way. Goku would pounce against Whis, however every one of his punches, they only pierced Whis. That's right, he wasn't able to hit any.
No, Goku, stop! Apparently this is not the Whis we know. I feel something strange, emanating, and it's not the pressure of an angel as we usually feel it.
Goku would stop, but he would let his guard down. Instantly, an incredible power would enter Goku and Kefla's body, which had left him shocked. This is all my power. I have given 80% to Son Goku and 20% to Kefla, because if I give him more, his body can explode. I have been annihilated by the Divine Kingdom, being against his betrayal. I know that you will be able to leave this place. Before Goku is able to say anything, the image of Whis would appear completely, while a few tears would start running down his face.
That's why Whis didn't interfere. Apparently they were annihilating all the warriors who don't agree with their decisions. Goku, the only thing we can do now is avenge Whis' death, and we must take the power of an angel to a new level. We can't let his death be in vain. Of course, it'll be like that, Kefla. We'll have to be able to avenge Whis' death. I promise. I swear that I'll finish with every one of those useless wretches.
Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the Whole, Daishinkan along with Zeno-sama were very thoughtful. That's right, the Zeno-sama of the future had absorbed his counterpart of the present. And Daishinkan had a little evil, it was easy for him to manipulate it. But this time, both kings, they wanted to get the maximum power of a being of dark energy, or also known as the demonic energy.
But my lord, are you sure you'll be able to master all that power? This is extremely risky.
Of course it's risky, but if we don't do this, we'll always have this power, and we won't stop being the weakest multiverse. Is that what you want?
No, of course not, but I don't wish to die.
In that case, we have to take a risk because otherwise we'll still be the same old scumbags, and I'm not going to tolerate that. So let's do it!
Daishinkan together with Zeno-sama had entered the dark dimension of the Kingdom of the Whole. That dimension was capable of corrupting any warrior. But if they were able to master the minimum negative power to 75%, they were able to leave that place with an unreal power. An extremely monstrous power, on the other hand, returning to the dimension in which both Saiyans were, they seemed to master all the power of Whis. But this time, both were following a rigorous training, which consisted in increasing the transfer of energy in order for their bodies to be able to withstand much more energy. However, Kefla's body would begin to have various side effects, as her body would begin to expel large amounts of blood, and all the power she had been able to collect would begin to steadily decrease.
No, no, no! What's going on? Why is this happening? My strength, my power starts to fade. My body hurts.
Goku, at the moment of realizing this, he would approach Kefla at a great speed. But at the moment of being about to engage in a big conversation, a big scream would be heard all over the place. Even returning Kefla to her base state, while much more blood spreads from all over her body, Goku, not knowing what to do, he would realize that Whis would appear once more in front of him. Son Goku, this is the last reserve of my spiritual energy. Apparently, Kefla has not been able to withstand even 20% of the power of an angel. You will have to absorb it yourself, or Kefla will die. But if you absorb 10%, it will still be in excess of energy in your body. If I absorb 10% of Kefla, I would have 90% of the power of a guardian angel. No matter what power I get, I just have to save Kefla. I'm not gonna let her die. Goku, with much more determination, would access the Ultra Instinct maximum power, with which his aura would rise all over the place, so that his body would be able to withstand all the amounts of energy. So Goku would begin to absorb the excess energy that Kefla's power possessed. However, Goku's negative energy would become present once again inside.
Son Goku, you and I will become one being again, and I'm not gonna let that Saiyan die, so get the stamina that since our birth belongs to you.
Goku's hair at the moment would absorb 11% of the power of an angel from Kefla's body, but instantly his muscles would enlarge in an incredible way. While his power seemed to have no limit, Goku's body looked like it would be about to explode. However, instantly, from an incredible beast roar, Goku's hair would turn a pink color, while the negative energy became much more aggressive.
That's the power of the Saiyan that was considered lower class.
Goku's power would begin to destroy everything around him, while Kefla had been knocked out due to the excess energy. Goku had been able to absorb 11% of Kefla's power, which on this occasion even Goku's body would begin to be very compromised. Because 91% of an angel's power existed in his body, however, instantly an incredible aura would form inside Goku. A very negative aura, since the power of an angel, he wanted to take over Goku's body, or rather, he wanted to make it explode, since the amounts of energy were overwhelming, but at the moment that all the incredible power, it would begin to take a form inside Goku. A much more powerful warrior, the authentic Kakarot, was able to release a much greater power. That's right, as surprising as it may seem, the offspring of Son Goku was not weak at all, only that the purest divine energy ran through his body. That's right, the original Saiyan God energy.
So this is the simple power of an angel. He wants to make my body explode. It's a pity that I find myself in this place.
All the power of an angel, he was able to take the form of a black-haired warrior. Although his energy seemed that of an angel, in the same way his essence emanated an incredible evil. I'll explain. We are the power of an angel. While we live in the body of our carrier, we never have these problems. But by Whis trying to grant the power of these two weaklings, we can control the body or make it explode.
How funny that is. I want to witness how you'll be able to explode the most resistant body that exists in all this pathetic multiverse.
Don't make me laugh. You're a mere mortal, but instead of blowing up, I'm planning to finish you. Your garbage consciousness. Take over this body and be able to go out into the outside world.
It's a pity that just at this moment, you become part of us, since your power belongs to us, and there's nothing you can do, worm.
The consolidation of power of the angel had launched against Kakarot. But this warrior, without any problem, was able to stop the fist of his enemy with only one of his hands, which left him surprised because this being believed himself superior for possessing the energy of an angel. But a mortal had been able to stop his fist without any effort. You left me surprised, but that's the luck of rookie. When he was about to mock him a little more, he would be thrown hundreds of meters towards a part of the mental battlefield, creating an incredible destruction for everything around him. Because at that moment, the blow that Kakarot had connected to him contained an overwhelming power. The angel would begin to try to stand, but blood in too much quantity began to come out of his entire body, which would leave him very surprised. What does this mean? This can't be true! I'm the channeling of the power of an angel! The power of a mere mortal shouldn't hurt me so much! Kakarot would begin to approach the warrior who, with a big smile, would prostrate himself in front of the warrior who believed himself to be superior.
Do you think that I'm a mere mortal? Jams, we need the help of an angel. But if the power has been granted to us with good intentions, I'll end any energy consolidation that wants to take advantage of us.
No, that's impossible for you, since you're not a pure divine energy being. We angels are not even born with the power beyond the gods. Kakarot, as if in a flash, would begin to grant hundreds of blows. All over his body, the warrior was not able to see absolutely anything because the speed that Kakarot possessed completely overwhelmed him. At the moment, the angel would release 91% of all the power of an angel because it was all the power that was in Goku's body. An angel is able to even defeat a god of destruction with only 5% of his power. What will you do now that I'm using 91%?
I don't want you to tremble. Is this the ultimate power of a simple angel? You're really nothing but a wimp. You better at least make me stretch my muscles.
The furious angel had launched himself against Kakarot, which at the moment both began to fight in an incredible way. For his part, outside the room, Goku was concentrated, since a false step and was able to explode since the consolidation of energy was not yet part of all his power.
I have to wait for Kakarot to be able to beat him. I feel like my whole body feels tense. If I get distracted, I could explode.
Returning to the battlefield, the angel seemed to have the advantage. So while they exchanged blows, he began to laugh like a maniac. However, what he didn't realize was that Kakarot was a Saiyan, the perverse side of Goku, which was much more calculating, or he was just cornering him with his simple defense, since his strategy was to humiliate him completely. At the moment, the angel was able to send to him the ground, creating a big explosion. That happens to you underestimating the power of us divine beings' energy. At this moment, I will end your life, and I will keep this body. The angel, at the moment of approaching, would be repelled with the simple aura of Kakarot, which would rise all over the place, while the gaze of an opposing warrior could be observed.
Is that all? You even let me hit to feel some hurt, but you haven't been able to make me feel anything. That's a shame.
The impressive warrior was about to say something, but he had only felt incredible pain, which even almost crosses his abdomen. That's right, in one blow without holding back, Kakarot is almost able to knock this warrior out of combat, while he writhes from the pain.
What's going on? I thought you were much more powerful than this. Apparently I had crazy expectations of you. But what can I expect from an inferior being like you?
How has he been able to cause me all this damage in one fell swoop? The power he possesses is incredible. Is he really capable of defeating an angel?
It's time to finish with you, because I have something pending for the whole divine world. But for your pride to be shattered, you have to know that with you, I don't use even 50% of all my power.
That warrior was surprised, but instantly he would be pulverized from a large sphere of energy. The next moment, all the energy of the angel would begin to merge with the power that Goku possessed. That's right, even while Kakarot would feel all the power.
We don't need it. It's not bad to have a lot more power. I want to face Daishinkan. Apparently Kakarot's been able to beat that miserable. This time to start training this new power while Kefla rests.
Goku would leave while he had left Kefla in one of the rooms of the castle that was in that place. Goku, at the moment, would start again with his great training to be able to overcome each of his limits. For this part, outside, more specifically on the planet of Beerus, he'd been able to wake up, being surprised to observe Mikoshin.
From now on, I will be your new angel, and with whom you will train.
I understand, but I usually don't train since I'm the most powerful god among the 12 gods. So I don't need to become much more powerful.
It doesn't interest me if you're the most powerful warrior or not. It's not a question. From this moment, you will start training.
But you're my guardian angel. You shouldn't be able to give me orders. On the contrary, the being who should give you orders is me.
Don't make me laugh. A queen like me would never be under the disposition of a simple god. I have accepted to be your angel, since Daishinkan has asked me, but my request was that if my god does not do as I say, I have total freedom to end his life. The expression of Beerus would change to an expression of terror, because if Whis had not been in place, it only meant one thing, and that was that the angel who was in front of him had been able to end his life, since it was the only rule in which an angel cedes his position.
But if even Whis isn't able to beat her, much less will I be. Apparently I have no choice but to retrain, although it's not a bad deal after all.
So what do you decide? Do you want to keep your stupid angel company, or will you start training with me from now on?
I'll start training with you, to be able to break every one of my limits.
That seems great to me. In that case, let's start right now. The training of the deities of Universe 7 would begin, with which both wished to increase their physical strength, as well as their power, for their part, in the realm of the All. In the infernal room to which Zeno-sama had entered together with Daishinkan, inside it seemed the same underworld, since in that place even the beings of greater divine energy were turned into simple excrement.
My lord, I feel like my whole body even starts to be affected by this great pressure. Even my power is not able to form a powerful enough barrier.
Daishinkan, we both meet like this. Even I was forced to access my combat status, but we have to keep going, since we're very close.
Understand, my lord. I intend to try my best. I want to be able to overcome all my limits.
In that place, thousands of years passed in which it seemed that sometimes they were going to die. Since the extreme conditions of that planet, it was not for simple amateurs. On the contrary, they were for warriors who were prepared to even die on the battlefield, since they longed for much more power. However, despite all that negative power to 70% while Zeno-sama to 80%, at the moment both were with the mastered power felt satisfied. So instantly they were able to summon the portal to return towards their palace. But the instant the portal would form, it had absorbed them, and upon reaching the realm of the whole, the power of both of them was powerful enough to make everything shake around them. Even all the gods and angels would be terrified all of that power.
Wow. Is that the power of the mighty Daishinkan-sama? This is amazing. But if it's only been 5 days since we saw it, how did I raise its power so much? Apparently, even my father wants to become much more powerful, but I don't know the training he has followed, because to increase his power in such a way in this short period of time is incredible. All the gods and angels were shocked of the new power of Daishinkan. The only one who was calm was the powerful Mikoshin, since her power was still far above that level.
Apparently, Daishinkan and the useless Zeno have decided to enter the infernal dimension, but I'm surprised that beings with such a pure heart have been able to master the negative energy at a good level. How funny this is.
Mikoshin-sama, do you even know whose power that is? According to my perception of energy, that's the power of my great priest. But only 3 days ago, he was on our planet.
Don't get confused, Beerus. That is the power of Daishinkan. Apparently, he is undergoing a rigorous training, together with the king of all Zeno.
That is amazing. Why do you want to become much more powerful? I don't understand.
Returning to the kingdom of the whole, Daishinkan, realizing all the destruction he had caused, was able to reduce his power to the lowest, being able that no universe is affected by his power.
Wow. The new power is amazing. It amazes me the power that can be mastered in that dimension.
I told you, the power that we'll be able to obtain is incredible. Now we just need to take over all the multiverses.
Zeno-sama, do you think we're capable of mastering all the other multiverses? Since if similar dimensions exist, the warriors must be powerful.
Don't worry about that, Daishinkan, as I've always been able to make myself look like the weakest king at all, although my power has always been able to overcome them, and with this new power, we'll be able to crush them.
I understand, my lord. Then I'll want the day to come, in which we'll crush beings from other multiverse.
On the other hand, returning to the dimension, Kefla, after several months out of combat, was able to wake up since the damage that her body had received had been serious. So when she woke up in the same way, her headache was incredible.
My head hurts, but what happened?
But Kefla was surprised to realize how Goku on this occasion had been able to get incredible power. That's right, even his aura created a silhouette of it, but the condensed power was incredible.
What? How long was out of action? The power that Goku has achieved is amazing. I can't believe it.
Kefla would begin to approach Goku, who at the moment of noticing Kefla's presence would decrease his incredible pressure, so that Kefla would not be affected in the slightest.
Goku, how did you get all that power? How long was I unconscious?
I got it thanks to training, and you're out of combat for about 5 months.
Kefla was surprised, but Goku would immediately put his hand on her shoulder.
Don't worry, from now on we'll train together, and we'll be able to break each of our limits. Now if the Divine Kingdom should be prepared.
And that was how Goku at this time would begin to teach Kefla to master all the power she possessed as a legendary Saiyan. Kefla, with the help of Goku, would begin to have an incredible increase in power. While Goku had been able to master all the power that Whis had given him, but millions of years had passed in that place, because for a mortal to be able to master the power of an angel, they had to go through thousands of calamities. However, by both possessing the energy of an angel, they could not grow old. In short, they had the eternal youth.
Goku, I already feel very powerful. It's time for us to get out of this place. I want to be able to get revenge on that fat guy. We have to have the power required to wipe out all the gods and angels, but I don't know if we possess the power required to be able to defeat the beings of the divine realm. You're right, but believe me, Goku, I can't wait to see the face of the useless guy from Champa.
let him observe how I've been able to overcome it completely. Let's do something, Kefla. Let's train for a few more years, and the power we get in that time will get out of this place.
Oh, it's okay, Goku. Since I've even been able to master the Ultra Instinct by mixing it with my legendary Super Saiyan status, I'm able to expel much more energy.
That seems great to me. So at this time, I'll try to manage completely merge with my evil version, since we'll need all the required power.
Goku would begin to meditate, so at that moment, he was able to go deep into his mind, observing the being identical to him. But the only difference was that the power he gave off was incredible, but at the same time very negative, which would make him put himself on guard.
Goku, you don't have to put yourself on guard. I would never do something against you, because if you die, I do it with you, and it doesn't make sense for me to kill my carrier.
I want you to explain to me who you really are. I know that you're my Saiyan part, but how are you able to create a self-awareness as well as an incredible power?
From the moment in which you hit your head, you changed completely, because in all that time, the personality that ruled was mine, the authentic Saiyan essence. But when the blow was so powerful, I was able to create a new consciousness. And when I was a little stunned, you were able to take control completely. But before falling into spiritual sleep, I was able to take over 70% of all your original power.
Goku would be surprised by everything his counterpart had told him.
That means that of all the power I currently possess, you possess 70% more energy.
The only thing I can tell you is that I'm better than you in every possible way. But if we reform a single warrior, our potential will grow enormously.
Okay, I agree to recreate a single being, as it should have always been. I want to be much colder, so I don't hesitate to end those miserable guys.
Together we'll be able to take revenge. So let's start!
Both warriors began to unite, or rather, they returned to their original form. While outside, the room was rumbling because of all the incredible power that was expelled all over Goku's body. While his energy would change a little, since being currently pure-hearted, it would not change in a great way. But if he possessed an evil, like his aura was that of a dark being, on the other hand, both warriors were able to unite completely, returning to being Kakarot, the original warrior.
That's been exhausting. Since now I'm not able to listen to Kakarot, but apparently everything has turned out to be a success, since the power that runs through my body is unparalleled.
Wow, Goku! Have you been able to have all that power in this short period of time? But what have you done? I feel how your essence has changed, and now you exude a little negativity all over your aura.
Kefla, you've been with me for millions of years, so it's no use that I want to hide from you what has happened.
Goku began to explain to Kefla everything that had happened with his counterpart. But before Goku was able to finish, Kefla would kiss him, which would take Goku by surprise. While inside, he had felt something that he had never experienced, while his essence massacred diminished considerably.
If you had done this when we just met, I would have been afraid of you, because your power is gigantic, and if you become a king of negative energy, I'd be afraid for my life. But now that I know how you are, I have nothing to fear. I love you.
Goku was surprised, so he would stare at her.
I don't know what this feeling is, but I just know that I'd be willing to give my life for you. I swear I'll protect you above all, so you don't have to worry.
In that case, Goku, we're prepared to leave this room together and win the victory against the beings of divine energy who tried to finish us off.
Of course, Kefla. I promise that we'll finish with those miserable ones, and we'll be able to recover all the time we've been locked up.
At first it was torture, but after all, it was not wasted time since I was able to get to know you better. I would repeat it 1 in 1,000 more times without hesitation.
Me too, Kefla. But it's time. Now I'll break the dimension, but I want us to make our energy null to get the surprise of those dies.
Goku, by expelling a little of his power in the Super Saiyan Blue, was able to crack the dimension into millions of fragments. So at the end of the moment, both were able to disappear their energy completely, returning to the 12 universe that belonged.
I feel my body's very light, so this is what happens when you train in a dimension that is designed to end the life of all the warriors who enter.
You don't have to be surprised with so little, because when you release all your power, this would be absolutely nothing. But do you want us to go to Universe 7 first, or do you want to go to Universe 6?
I'm sorry, Goku, if I make you retract, but please, let's go to Universe 6 first.
I want to finish that one guy once and for all. Don't worry, Kefla. Since I've been able to wait for millions of years for this moment, I'll wait a few more hours. That's absolutely nothing.
Both warriors began to fly with pure physical speed, and despite that, their speed was incredible, since it seemed as if both of them teleported all over the universe, which they were unable to reach in a matter of seconds, so in the instant they arrived towards the border of Universe 6, Goku would give a big smile.
I don't know how much you've made my Kefla suffer, but you won't be able to do anything to save yourself, since I'm planning to seal this whole pathetic universe.
Goku, with a small sphere in his hand, was able to throw it towards the whole universe of Champa. So at the moment, the small sphere was able to mix with the galactic dust, so a powerful barrier had been formed throughout Universe 6 without the deities noticing. At this moment, they were the prey.
It's time, Kefla. At this moment, even if we release our power, they won't be able to feel it on the outside.
It's okay, Goku, but I still want to arrive with Champa's face to face. I want to know what he'll tell me when he has me in front.
Goku would nod his head, so both were able to reach the planet of the god Champa, being a little surprised to realize how Champa, despite being one of the laziest gods, they had realized how he'd been able to achieve great power. However, they did not know that in the same way in the outside world several months had passed, although of course nothing compared to the millions, but at the moment Champa and Vados were able to realize how far away two warriors were watching them.
I'm in terrible mood at the moment, as I hate training. But because of that Daishinkan, he's forced all the gods to train.
Champa at an incredible speed would fall down behind both warriors, but at the moment Kefla would stare at him, which left Champa surprised. Just as a shiver ran through his body, Champa at the moment would retreat, placing himself on the side of Fords.
Fords, this is impossible. What are those warriors? It's a stupid fusion of Kale and Khalifa Saiyans. This must be a joke.
But don't worry, Champa-san. This is still just mere mortals who don't have the power required to face us. So instantly Vados would teleport to one side of Kefla, but to her surprise, at the moment Vados would try to attack her, Kefla was no longer in the same place, and she had only felt as a powerful blow had made her fall to the ground at an incredible power, creating great chaos all over the planet. At the moment, both warriors would go down to the surface of the planet.
So long without seeing you, Champa. It's a pity that'll be the last time for you. Kefla, I'll take care of Ford since I know you have unfinished business with that fat guy.
Exactly, Goku. That's right, and you. I hope you're prepared, as I intend to end your miserable life once and for all.
Champa would expel all his power because he wasn't able to feel Kefla's power. However, his incredible pressure would make him shudder. However, even though Champa had expelled all his power, it had not been enough to defend himself from the brutal beating that Kefla had begun to grant him. That's right, Champa's power was completely nothing, since compared to Kefla's true power, his power was tiny for his part. Goku and Vados would stare at each other.
Really, the worst mistake that Whis made was to have trained you, since apparently you will be the downfall of all the gods and angels. But don't think that you will be able to beat Daishinkan, since a useless person like you is not able to do anything against him. Either that or you say that because you really haven't seen my power. It's a pity that you're not able to understand a much higher power than yours, but it's time to end your miserable life.
The battle of both in the same way had begun, but effectively the power of Fords was not able to compare against the incredible power that Goku possessed, because on his occasion, he was not able to do anything to defend himself. So Goku would hold her by the hair, starting to drag her all over the planet of Champa. On the other hand, the Battle of Kefla seemed to be very even, but it was only Kefla's tactic since she wanted to end her life as well as humiliate him in the worst possible way. So she was giving him false hopes to Champa, of which Kefla had noticed when Champa would exclaim the following:
You have great power, but it's still not so amazing to know that in that room they stayed for millions of years. You're still a good for nothing.
That's just what I wanted to make you believe, since this isn't even 5% of all my power. But since I realize that you're bragging, right now I'll show you 10% of my true power.
Champa was surprised, but at the moment thousands of planets began to be destroyed, while the simple pressure that was released from Kefla's entire body was enough to make him fall to his knees without being able to move.
What has happened?
I thought that my power was extremely low, but apparently you are much weaker than a simple ant, since you have not been able to do anything before 10% of my power.
I should have finished with you when I had the chance.
I agree with you, but at the moment it's too late. Die, miserable!
Kefla with the small energy arrows was able to end Champa's life, leaving absolutely nothing of it, since his energy was even much more chaotic than a well-known energy of destruction, which was the energy used by the gods. So at the moment, Kefla would realize how Goku completely humiliated Vados. At the moment, Goku would realize that Champa's energy had completely disappeared.
It's time to finish you, but don't be sad because in a very short time, all your brothers will be with you keeping you company, just like Daishinkan.
Before being able to say anything, it had even evaporated by a great spiral-shaped aura which had grown all over the planet of the Champa god.
It's time. You don't know I've been waiting for this moment. I hope you're ready, Beerus. Goku, I thank you. Now if we end with the life of that useless Beerus to start eradicating all the other gods.
Both began to head towards the planet of Beerus, which, despite not having arrived yet, the resistant planet of a god of destruction was beginning to destroy.
What's going on? Can't figure out why my planet's being destroyed.
The power that is approaching is gigantic power. It's certainly 80% of all my power, and even at 100%, but who will be that warrior?
That was how the whole Universe 7 this time would start going through big anomalies all over the place. The incredible power that Goku had been able to release had been able to make the resistant planet of the god Beerus be destroyed. However, in the same way, an extremely incredible power would begin to travel all over the planet, so it would prevent the planet from collapsing completely. At the moment, Mikoshin of an incredible aura would begin to approach, being in front of Goku, being equally surprised due to all that power.
Wow, this is amazing! I never thought that the power of a simple Saiyan would be able to reach these limits. But tell me, what do you want? So you're the new angel, the replacement of Whis. It's a pity that these guys haven't told you anything, but since they have no reason to end your life, I just want you to not interfere in my revenge.
Goku would point his hand towards Beerus, with which he was able to make an incredible pressure fall all over Beerus' body. However, at the moment, Mikoshin with a powerful kick was able to make him retreat a few meters.
I don't know who you are, but you're completely confused if you think I'll allow you to end the life of the god of destruction. Apparently you've chosen the path of death. It's shame, because in that case I'll have to finish you in the worst way possible.
Mikoshin, don't trust yourself, since that Saiyan's the one we locked up by orders of the High Command, because his powers seem to have no limits.
Aha, now I remember. You are the warrior who got the victory of the Tournament of Power that was given several years ago. This'll be interesting.
Goku would immediately pounce on Mikoshin, who both exchanged a few blows as they were testing their enemy, quickly appearing.
I can tell that your power is much higher than that of many angels, but it's a pity that you also don't have the power required to defeat us. And that's what makes mortals come to an end, because they think that they're in control of everything that surrounds them. And it's a shame, since it's not like that.
Mikoshin at the moment would at least try to triple his speed, being able to send Goku flying thousands of kilometers. Kefla would become enraged, releasing a large part of her power, being repelled with a great facility by Mikoshin. On the other hand, Goku had created a large crater due to the power with which Mikoshin had hit. Goku, expelling much more of his power, was able to raise an incredible light throughout the crater that had been formed.
I could tell you're really powerful, but we've been training for millions of years in a dimension that's worse than hell anyway. I doubt that it's worse than hell, but show me what you could do. I want to prove to you since my training has been given to its limits.
At the moment, both would observe with a very determined look, throwing themselves one against another. That's right, the power they both had was incredible, because each of their fists were capable of destroying parts of the planet of Beerus. So the moment the battle would spread throughout Universe 7, while Beerus wasn't able to move any of his fingers.
Oh, this is bad. If Son Goku's able to defeat Mikoshin, I'll be eradicated. Oh, this is bad. I have the power to face Son Goku.
The look of Beerus' expression in incredible terror, while for a part of Kefla would try to follow the battle. but several of the blows wasn't able to follow him because the speed that both possessed were of an extremely incomprehensible level. At the moment, both were able to connect a powerful blow, but the difference in power had been incomparable, since instantly Mikoshin had collided with several mountains, being dragged a few kilometers, while for his part, Goku had created great chaos all over the place. Even the rocks turned into simple sand by the power of Mikoshin.
I hurt a little, but apparently I'm still more powerful than you with my physical strength. Aren't you ashamed that a lady's more powerful than you?
Goku would expel a large amount of blood all over his body, as the damage he had received was incredible. Several veins of his body had burst from the impact.
Yeah, that hurt me too much. I can't believe the power you possess. This must be crazy since no one's capable of having such physical strength. I can't believe that thing had been able to overcome Goku's physical strength. But if Goku's the most physically strong Saiyan I've ever met, it's a pity for you that the mighty Mikoshin, has undergone rigorous training in the same hell. A few blows of yours won't be able to do anything against me. You've crushed several bones and veins of energy, but I don't think that ends here. If you're right, you hit hard. But did I hit you with all my power? Dude, don't contradict yourself. A few moments ago, you weren't able to believe with the physical force that I was able to attack you. At this moment, you don't want to play rough. It's not to be rude, but I'm only able to bring the chart its destiny, and I don't plan to die in this battle, so I plan to use a lot more energy and physical strength. That I want to check. You won't be able to do anything against me. Mikoshin wasn't able to finish her sentence because a beast had been able to connect an incredible blow to her face, being able to send it flying, creating a big explosion. But without waiting for it to recover, it would grant him thousands of blows of power cuts in every part of the body. Mikoshin wasn't able to release her power because Goku's blows didn't stop. So instantly Goku would throw an incredible attack of energy. That's only a small part of my real power, so I hope you're ready for the beating of your life. A huge rumble would be felt all over the place, while a huge amount of energy went through the entire Universe 7. That's right, 100% of Mikoshin's power had been released because those blows had hurt too much not to get angry. You mortal! I'm gonna end your pathetic life once and for all! I'm not gonna leave a trace of you, you scumbag! I haven't seen Mikoshin like that before. Is it possible that Son Goku's really able to irritate her like that? Mikoshin, without warning, launched herself against Goku. At the moment they both collided their fists, an incredible explosion had formed all over the place. That explosion would expand all over the place. While essence of destruction was spread throughout Universe 7, both warriors continued to exchange thousands of blows. However, Kefla had the intention of ending Beerus' life, but it would be interrupted by a telepathic connection of Son Goku. Kefla, I don't want you to touch Beerus' Zebesto. I want to end him personally. A traitor's life. I want to make him beg for it. I understand, Goku. I ask for an apology. In that case, I'll only devote myself to observing. The battle of both would begin to spread across all the planets. However, in the Kingdom of the Whole, they were not able to feel the extortions of their energy because Goku was able to place a powerful barrier. However, Mikoshin was able to communicate for 2 seconds with Daishinkan, exclaiming the name of Son Goku. With this, it was necessary for Daishinkan to change his expression completely.
This can't be happening. I don't think I misheard. I'm sure Mikoshin named Son Goku, but I can't stay with this intrigue. I must go to Universe 7.
Daishinkan, with his great speed, would move through all the 12 universes, but the instant he reached the border of Universe 7, he'd been repelled with great power, because the speed with which he was moving was amazing.
There's no doubt whatsoever. This barrier's been put up by that Saiyan, but I can't believe all this power he possesses. I'll have to destroy it quickly.
Daishinkan would begin to channel a large part of his power, with which he'd been able to, and be impossible for him to even crack that barrier. Returning to the battlefield, even though Mikoshin had released all her power, Goku would release his power little by little, until he was able to overcome it, connecting some incredible blows, which caused incredible damage to his entire body. The most serious damage were his veins of energy. However, at the moment, the barrier of the Universe 7 had completely fallen. That's right, Daishinkan, using the negative energy that I had mastered, he was able to break the barrier, being able to connect a big blow to Goku, sending him flying to a planet, completely destroying him. while holding Mikoshin in his arms, and with his angelic power, he was able to heal some wounds.
Son Goku, you dug your grave yourself. I don't plan to let you get out of this place alive. I plan to make mincemeat out of you.
Goku, before being able to say anything, his body had been completely mutilated. However, Daishinkan had avoided all of the vital organs to be able to continue torturing Goku. Instantly, Goku would fall to the planet with a great power, while from each of his limbs too much blood would spread.
What's happened? I thought you called yourself the most powerful Saiyan. The Saiyan who shows off by hitting women. Aren't you able to hit me the same way?
Goku, using a large part of his energy, was able to recover completely, while at the moment, he would begin to expel much more power. So instantly his hair would turn a pink color, while his power had risen in an incredible way. And just as Goku's negative energy had shot up to amazing levels, Daishinkan would be surprised by all the power that Goku had been able to release, because the power that emanated did not lose against his, while Mikoshin felt humiliated. That Saiyan hid his true power. I can't believe it. I want to end your life, but I don't have the necessary power to do it.
I can tell you that you possess an incredible power, but it's a pity that I, the great priest, has taken the trouble to having the great training. So no matter how much you increase your power, you won't be able to do anything against me.
Those were the same words from that useless Mikoshin told me. And your look of a pathetic condition I end up in, so you better not underestimate me or I'll end your life.
Instantly, both of them began to exchange thousands of blows. Their battle was much more devastating than the one that she had against Mikoshin. But this one, being furious, had thrown herself against Kefla. However, Kefla's power was not at all low because Mikoshin's body consisted of multiple wounds. Her power had decreased in an incredible way, so Kefla was able to maintain an even battle with Mikoshin.
This is amazing. I never thought that Son Goku's case would reach those extremes. At this moment, none of the angels or gods will be able to do anything.
Returning to the realm of the All, Zeno-sama had noticed everything that had happened, so he would instantly begin to observe everything that was happening in Universe 7, while he would also be surprised by the negative energy that was being released.
Wow, this is amazing. The power that Goku's been able to achieve is amazing. I don't know how he's been able to master all that negative energy.
Returning to the battlefield, the entire Universe 7 this time was being destroyed. Because the barrier had been destroyed, even other planets of all universes were beginning to be affected. Just as the pressure was able to completely restrict the angels and gods, since their pressure was able to break every one of their bones. Daishinkan was furious, since from his perspective, a simple Saiyan had been able to match his incredible power. But Goku's energy veins were about to burst.
Apparently my revenge will have to be postponed for later. I didn't think Daishinkan would be able to destroy my barrier.
Goku, with an incredible brutality, was able to hit him with a blow from Daishinkan all over the face. The blow had been so powerful that instantly he was able to send him flying to another planet. He was even able to cause enormous chaos while he would teleport in front of Mikoshin, knocking her out of combat with a single blow to her stomach. Goku would immediately notice how Daishinkan would expel an incredible power, but without wasting time observing Beerus, being able to hold him while the Kefla was holding Goku's shoulder. That's right, they all disappeared from the place, including Beerus.
Oh, that miserable guy has been taking Beerus. We won't be able to do anything. Beerus' death is inevitable.
Daishinkan would be able to approach Mikoshin, realizing that Solamante was out of combat. So Daishinkan would hold her in his arms, leaving for the Kingdom of All. Meanwhile, in a dimension far removed from the 12 universes, the Saiyans had been able to arrive, throwing Beerus to the ground, which, despite being the most powerful of the 12 gods, his power was insufficient to face Goku.
Kefla, please! I want you to tie Beerus with energy chains. From tomorrow, we'll start with his torture. We'll beg that we end his life.
Goku would immediately fall out of combat due to excess energy, while Kefla had been able to tie Beerus with multiple energy chains. In the dimension in which Goku and Kefla had arrived, we're able to observe as Beerus had been bound by multiple hoops of energy, which no matter how much energy the god released, he was not able to do absolutely anything. However, a week had already passed since the battle they had already had, and Goku wasn't able to wake up.
I have to be able to free myself before Goku wakes up, because I feel confident to finish this damn Saiyan. But with Goku, I have no chance.
Beerus, no matter how much he released his power, was not able to do anything. Even on this occasion, energy would move all over the floor until forming energy chains, which with, they had been able to hold Beerus completely. For his part, in the Kingdom of the Whole, Daishinkan had been able to heal all of Mikoshin's wounds, lying her down in one of the rooms of the Kingdom of the Whole, but at the moment, the King of the Whole, Zeno-sama, would prostrate himself in front of Daishinkan with a very serious look.
Daishinkan, this is about gravity. Mikoshin even surpassed your power before you entered that dimension. If Son Goku's power is able to do this to him, he is a dangerous subject. We have to take actions as quickly as possible.
I agree with you, great Zeno-sama, but we're not able to locate him. The god Beerus is still alive, and since the sphere of life that lies in his body is not yet completely turned off.
There are two probabilities. They're making Beerus suffer in an incredible way, so that his agony is much longer, or else Son Goku's still out of combat.
I doubt it would be the second one, my lord, because the resistance that Son Goku's body possessed was incredible, so I think they're torturing Beerus.
No, even if he has a great resistance, no one's able to withstand the power of a priest as if nothing. Even he uses much more power than his own body would withstand.
Returned to that dimension, Beerus had given up, only waiting for his tragic end because he had been able to realize that Kefla's power even surpassed him. For that very reason, he wasn't able to do anything against him.
Apparently, I got confused on the side. I thought that by joining this side of the beings of the highest level, I wouldn't be eliminated. But Son Goku has again been able to overcome his limits.
It's already been about 4 more weeks in which Goku had already woken up with a severe headache. Even on this occasion, he had returned to his base state, something that for thousands of years he hadn't done.
My head hurts too much. Finally, all my energy veins are fully recovered. The blows at that damn Daishinkan are awesome. Goku, you're finally awake! Here follows the god Beerus. I fulfilled your quest.
Goku would begin to approach Beerus, which both were face to face. Beerus, despite knowing that his death was coming, he kept reflecting that arrogant look.
If you want to end my life, do it once and for all. I don't regret anything I've done. You're bad for every place you go.
Kefla would start charging an incredible attack, but Goku would stretch out one of his hands.
No, Kefla, let him speak. I want to know why he's done it, and since I even gave my life for the whole Universe 7, I want to know what it was that motivated him to betray me.
Son Goku, if it hadn't been for your hunger for power, none of us would be in this situation. The Tournament of Power wouldn't have been created. You are a pest.
So they only betrayed me because they were afraid of a more powerful being than you would appear. They're really insects. Now I'm gonna finish with you.
Goku would stretch out one of his hands, while for his part Beerus was terrified but equally calm. Beerus would say to himself,
when I die, I'll be able to be reborn, so it'll take me millions of years, but my soul is safe. Since the soul of a god can't be destroyed, I will exterminate you.
I know you feel confident because of your supposed indestructible soul, but it's a pity that for my destructive energy, they don't apply those rules. Since my energy will be able to even disintegrate your soul, it'd be as if you never existed.
Beerus at that moment would feel real terror, beginning to beg for his life because he felt as every part of his body began to be reduced to mere atoms, as his soul disappeared completely.
I knew you were confident because according to you, you had your insurance policy. But it's a pity that I've always been 2 steps ahead of you. I've disappeared, Beerus.
Beerus would disappear from the side of both Saiyans, leaving absolutely nothing. While for his part in the realm of the whole, the sphere of life of Beerus' body had completely turned off, hinting at his death, but at the moment Daishinkan would quickly create a tiny sphere in one of his hands, with which he would try to bring Beerus to life.
With his soul strengthened, it has to be possible for me, so resurrect Beerus!
But to his surprise of everyone, Beerus never appeared in front of them, implying that Son Goku had even completely destroyed his soul, leaving absolutely nothing about his existence. But at the moment of an incredible rumble would be felt throughout the Kingdom of the All. That's right, Mikoshin had awakened, increasing all her power due to being humiliated by a being that she considers to be inferior to her.
I swear that I'll finish with that damn monkey. I can't believe that a being that wasn't born with divine energy is able to beat me. He will pay.
Mikoshin, you better calm down, since Son Goku's power exceeds yours. You won't be able to do anything against him, so we better come up with a plan.
No, Daishinkan, this time I'll use all my power from the beginning. In our battle, I trusted me from the beginning, but at this moment, I'll not make the same mistake. Mikoshin, you better obey, otherwise I'll end up with you myself.
Mikoshin, furious, she would pounce against Zeno-sama, because millions of years ago, Mikoshin's power even surpassed Zeno-sama's, but to her surprise this time, despite not having transformed, she was able to repel Mikoshin's great blow, being able to hold her with her tiny hands, but the form was overwhelming. That strength was unreal.
It'll be better for you not to try hard, because no matter how much physical strength you possess, you won't be able to overcome me. You do not have the power required to face me.
My lord, I ask you in the most cordial way to please release my daughter. She will already behave and won't attack him again in such a sudden way.
Okay, Daishinkan, I'll do it for you, because otherwise I'd end his life with a single blow, because you better than anyone know that I won't tolerate these disrespects.
I understand, my lord. Please, I ask for your apology on behalf of my daughter.
Zeno-sama would stop holding Mikoshin, but she would be very surprised because thousands of years ago, the eldest daughter of Daishinkan was the most powerful warrior. However, since Zeno-sama and Daishinkan mastered the negative energy, they had overcome it by dozens of times. I can't believe the power that both warriors release. I was even much more powerful than them. But this won't stay that way. I'll become much more powerful.
We have to do something. Because I'm sure that even with the death of Beerus, those Saiyans will plan to attack the entire Divine Kingdom. So we can't let our guard down.
I agree with you, Daishinkan, but I doubt that they'll attack so rashly, because no matter what power they possess, they know that ending us will not be easy. My lord, I plan to go train in a totally different dimension, to be able to increase my power in the shortest time possible. I understand, Mikoshin, and of course you could do it. I have high expectations on you.
Mikoshin would go to one of the different dimensions of the Kingdom of the Whole, in which she would begin with her rigorous training. On the other hand, returning to the dimension of the Saiyans, both were meditating since they'd realized that their power was gigantic compared to the angels and gods. But the power of Daishinkan had also increased in a precipitous way.
Goku, how much longer will we train for? It's true that Daishinkan's power was gigantic, but if we fight together, I'm sure we'll be able to beat him. I understand your point of view, but we won't fight together. Since Zeno and Mikoshin are the same, they'll come to the battle. I understand. What do you want in that case for me is to face Mikoshin. You must have the required power to face Zeno and Daishinkan. You're right, Kefla. So that very reason, we'll train in this room for 2 more years. We don't have to worry because in the outside world only 1 day will pass.
Both Saiyans will begin their individual training, which would last since their last battle was to win or die. Each of the warriors perfected each of their techniques, their skills, and even their energy flows so that they're much more powerful. For their part, in the Kingdom of the Whole, Daishinkan would continue very thoughtful.
It's true I've gotten the negative power, but I still don't understand how damn Saiyan had been able to get a hold of the negative power. The blow he gave me hurt me too much.
Daishinkan, I understand that you're worried, but you have nothing to worry about. We are 3 and they are 2. The real problem is Son Goku. That's Saiyan even Mikoshin's able to take care of, and while you and I will finish with Son Goku.
I understand your point, my lord, but I really can't believe that Goku's power is so great as to even cope with the power of the negative energy we've obtained.
He's not much more powerful, just that a warrior of a warrior race, his ability on the battlefield is much more chaotic, so it seems that he'll surprise us.
We'll have to be ready, my lord, because even in the slightest carelessness, that Saiyan will cut off our heads. Of that I'm sure.
Don't worry, Daishinkan, that even I take into account since the Saiyan appears, we must release all our power, so as not to take any risks.
The 2 days had passed quickly in which, in the Kingdom of the Whole, they had prepared for any sudden attack. However, in the moment, an incredible power would be felt in each of the 12 universes. That's right, Son Goku together with Kefla had released 100% of their powers. So the devastations they were able to see by all the universes, Zeno-sama realizing incredible power that both of them were able to release, in the same way would begin to access his form of combat, which this time released an intention of an incredible killer, while Daishinkan would still access 100% of all his power. So at the moment, they would both stare at each other, but in that instant the battle was about to begin, an incredible aura in the form of fire would rise through the entire realm. That's right, Mikoshin at that precise moment had finished his great training. Well, apparently arrived when the party is about to start. This will be a lot of fun. I hope you're prepared. Kefla, the plan we devised? I trust you'll be able to cope with Mikoshin, while I end the lives of these 2 miserable good-for-nothings.
That's really your plan? Do you really think you have the power required to face just the two of us?
I agree that you're very powerful, but you won't be able to do anything against us two.
That's interesting. Who said I'd be alone? Wake up and Kakarot arises.
At the moment, a door as if it were from the underworld, a warrior enveloped in flames would begin to appear, while his native aura exceeded by tens of times the aura possessed by Daishinkan and Zeno-sama.
Wow, this is amazing. So really, if I work the cell separation, now who will be my opponent?
This is amazing. A new Goku's come out from the original body, but the power he possesses is much more negative than the power of the original Goku.
Without Daishinkan being able to do anything or see it, it would be thrown towards an incredible planet, creating a great destruction for all its passage.
I want to take care of that useless Daishinkan, since I won't forgive him for hitting us like that.
Kakarot would leave at a great speed, while Goku and Zeno-sama were left staring at each other.
It's time to end this once and for all. I can't believe that you, the being I consider my best friend, has done something like this to me. It's nothing personal, but your very existence puts our entire multiverse at risk. So for that reason, I have to end your pathetic life. It's a pity that you don't have the necessary power to end my life. Ha ha ha! You don't know the power that a king has at all. So you better prepare your grave, because it won't leave even dust of you.
At the moment, two incredible auras would rise throughout the 12 universes, while the final battle was about to begin. The confrontation between Gohan in his Super Saiyan Phase 3 form and Takagami marked a drastic change in the intensity of the battle. The skies, previously serene, witness of the confrontation, darkened with the energy unleashed by both combatants, and each blow resounded like thunder in the vast and silent cosmic space, defying the tranquility of the stars watching from a distance. The explosions of energy briefly illuminated the darkness, creating a chaotic and majestic spectacle at the same time. The flashes of light and shadow intertwined in a frantic dance that reflected the ferocity of the combat. The shockwaves spread out in the distance, distorting space itself and recalling the magnitude of the power unleashed on that battlefield. Each movement was a ballet of strength and dexterity, with Gohan and Takagami challenging each other in a battle that transcended the physical, entering the realms of the mystical and the epic. Their cries of determination were lost amid the din of battle, but their spirits echoed in every exchange of blows, making it clear that this confrontation was not just for dominance or survival, but for the legacy of their lineages and the protection of their worlds. Gohan, his eyes shining with an indomitable determination, channeled all his power in every movement, leaving a trail of energy that shimmered with a force that defied the limits of the unimaginable. His taut muscles, his golden aura glowing with intensity, made him an unstoppable force that sought justice and protection for all those he loved and defended.
You will not escape my justice, Takagami! My determination's like an unbreakable torrent that'll sweep away any darkness you try to sow. Every blow I throw carries with it the strength of all those I protect and defend. I'll not rest until the truth shines on every shadow you've woven with your deceptions. Get ready to face the justice I bring.
Gohan roared with fiery fury, his voice echoing across the battlefield like an echo of the very protective will drive him. Every blow he threw carried with it the emotional burden of years of struggle and sacrifice, the determination of a hero willing to do anything for the well-being of his world and his loved ones. On the other hand, Takagami, with his characteristic agility and calculated cunning, dodged Gohan's attacks with fluid and precise movements. His cold and calculating gaze contrasted with the ferocity of the Saiyan, unveiling an enemy who did not underestimate the threat he faced.
Interesting. I see that the power of the Saiyan pride still burns deep in your being, Gohan, but let me tell you this. However intense it may be, will not be enough to defy the chains of your inevitable fate.
Between each exchange of blows and dodges, the battlefield turned into an epic scenario where two titans collided, not only with their bodies but with their convictions and purposes. The fate of both was intertwined in a deadly dance where determination, skill, and strength merged in a conflict that transcended the physical and went deep into their warriors' souls. The clash of energies was so intense that the Z warriors felt the pressure and overwhelming weight of the unfolding confrontation. The magnitude of the conflict resonated in every corner of the known universe, like an echo of power that transcended planetary barriers and penetrated the very heart of those who were fighting for survival and justice. The fluctuations in ki were palpable, even to those watching from a distance, like a symphony of opposing forces colliding in a chaotic but harmonious dance. Every member of the Z Warriors could feel the electricity in the air, the tension that preceded every strategic move and every heartbreaking blow. The earth trembled under the influence of the unleashed energy, as if the world itself was responding to the duel of titans being waged on its surface. The skies darkened even more, as if the universe itself was holding its breath at the magnificence and terror of that epic contest. In those moments of crisis, the Z Warriors' determination grew even stronger, fueled by the urgency to protect what they loved and to face any adversity with courage and conviction. It was a reminder that during chaos and destruction, the human spirit could shine with an unshakable light. Piccolo, with his strategic mind sharper as a razor, watched every move with meticulous attention. Every gesture, every spark of unleashed energy carried with it the promise of a decisive change during the battle. His intense and serene gaze concealed a precise calculation as he searched for the perfect opportunity to intervene in support of his disciple. Piccolo, with his gaze lost on the horizon as he pondered the situation deeply, added in a calm but determined voice,
Gohan is channeling an incredible power right now. If we manage to amplify their energy and coordinate a joint attack, we could tip the scales in our favor and find the opportunity we need to change the course of this battle.
His mind worked like a meticulous clock, evaluating possibilities and strategies during the chaos that was unleashed in front of him. Meanwhile, at the epicenter of the conflict, Gohan and Takagami continued their titanic duel, each determined to impose their will and determination on the other. Gohan's transformation into Super Saiyan Stage 3 not only gave him enormous strength, but also imposed a demanding tribute in terms of energy and physical endurance. Gohan, his breathing agitated by the effort and intensity of the moment, expressed with determination in his voice between short breaths, "His power! It's overwhelming! But I must stand firm! I can't fail!" Every word resonated with an unwavering commitment as he prepared to face the ordeal ahead of her, his aura glowing with a mixture of exhaustion and relentless resolve. His spirit stood like a burning flame during the storm, braving adversities with a determination that sprang from the core of his being. On the other hand, Takagami, with his arrogant smile and calculated movements, responded to every attack of Gohan with an inordinate confidence in his own dexterity and power. Takagami, with a voice imbued with superiority and a tone that denoted his absolute confidence in his words, defiantly replied,
Admiral, but naive. Your determination's remarkable, Gohan, but you must understand that no force in this universe can change your destiny.
His voice resonated with an assurance that seemed to defy all opposition, marking a gap between confidence in his power and Gohan's will. His self-assurance was impenetrable as the toughest steel, a psychological barrier that defied even the storms of energy roaring around him. The confrontation was coming to a head as the Z Warriors, with a mixture of worry and palpable hope in their hearts, prepared to intervene at the precise moment that could change the course of the battle. Vegeta, with his intense and analytical gaze, watched every flash of power unleashed by Gohan with a mixture of admiration and concern in his eyes. Vegeta, with his analytical and sharp mind, was muttering to himself in a barely audible tone due to the palpable tension in the air.
Gohan's unleashing an incredible power.
His words were a whisper, charged with respect and concern, acknowledging the magnitude of the power that Gohan was unleashing at that critical moment.
But he must maintain control if he wants to survive this,
he added with a seriousness that reflected his experience in past battles and his understanding of the dangers of losing control over so much unleashed energy. Goku, the legendary warrior who knows the limits and beyond, nodded solemnly at Vegeta's words. Goku, with a calmness that radiated experience and wisdom, recognized with respect in his voice, "We know what it's like to fight at the limit, but Gohan's showing exceptional courage that inspires us all." His words resonated with the depth of one who has faced countless challenges, understanding the nature of struggle and the sacrifice it entails. With admiration palpable in his tone, recognizing the courage and determination of his son during adversity, his voice, serene but full of respect, reflected the confidence in Gohan's potential to overcome any obstacle. Meanwhile, the energy flowing through Gohan was reaching its peak, manifesting itself in an impressive visual spectacle. Its golden aura radiated an intense light that illuminated the surrounding space, making even the distant stars seem to pale in comparison. Gohan, with a roar full of determination that echoed throughout the battlefield, exclaimed with fervor, addressed to his father and Vegeta,
"Father! Vegeta! All of you! This power is to protect you all!"
His voice carried with an emotional charge of his commitment to the protection of his loved ones, a promise that manifested itself in every flash of his glowing aura, and in every blow aimed at the darkness that threatened his world. His voice, echoing like an echo of hope amid the chaos of battle, his energy, instead of just being destructive, became a beacon of hope for his allies, instilling strength and determination in their hearts. The buildup of energy finally reached its peak when Gohan unleashed a combined attack so powerful that it seemed to tear the very fabric of space. The surprise on Takagami's face was palpable, reflecting the magnitude of the force unleashed by the young Saiyan.
Impossible! I can't believe the magnitude of your strength, Gohan! You've unweakened a power that defies all my expectations and strategies so far. But you haven't witnessed everything I can do yet. My abilities are not limited to what you've witnessed so far. And I still have cards to play in this game. Get ready to find out that I'm not as easy an opponent to defeat. The true essence of my power is about to be revealed, and I assure you that it'll surprise you. The battle's only just begun, young Saiyan.
The resulting explosion temporarily blinded everyone present, enveloping the battlefield in a dazzling light that eclipsed even the brightest stars in the firmament. As the luminescence slowly faded away, it revealed an impressive but also disturbing scene. Gohan, still in his Super Saiyan Stage 3 form, was still standing, his figure slender but visibly exhausted at the limit of his strength.
Was that enough?
He was panting between short breaths, his eyes reflecting a determination that defied the fatigue that overwhelmed him. But Takagami emerged from the rubble with a defiant smile on his face, was making it clear that the battle was far from over.
You're barely scratching the surface, Gohan. Your power is awesome, but you can't beat the darkness that is hanging over you. Your determination's commendable, but the real battle is beyond what you can imagine. My shadows are deeper, and my power is vaster than you think. Get ready to face the true essence of the dark power.
Gohan's energy was fluctuating, a clear sign that his transformation was reaching its limit. The Z warriors watched with anxiety and determination as the battle reached a critical point. Victory seemed elusive, but their fighting spirit remained unwavering in the darkness that threatened to devour them all.
No! I can't give up! This power! It's to protect everyone! To my family! To the Earth!
Each word came out between agitated breaths, but charged with an unwavering determination, revealing the deep sense of responsibility and love that drove their struggle. His voice, though weakened by the effort, resounded with a firmness that defined the adversities he faced.
Oh, what a pathetic nobility! Do you think you can fight my darkness with simple desires for protection? Your strength is impressive, but your naivety condemns you. Don't you understand that in this world, nobility and desires for protection are as fragile as glass in front of the tide? No matter how much power you possess, the darkness will always find a crack through which to infiltrate and corrupt everything you value. It's only a matter of time before you realize the futility of your efforts, Gohan.
Gohan, his aura flickering, braced himself for another assault, feeling every fiber of his being burning with determination. However, the accumulated fatigue and the marked wounds on his skin were beginning to take their toll. weighing like chains on his struggle. Every move was a battle against exhaustion and pain, a test of endurance that tested his courage and perseverance. The vision of Takagami, his implacable enemy, distorted slightly before his fatigued eyes, reflecting not only the tumult of the physical battle, but also the dark and twisted connection Takagami maintained with the source of power that fed him. This connection, like a cursed bond, gave Takagami a ruthless strength, but also dragged him into the maelstrom of corruption and out of control. During the fray, Gohan found himself facing not only a formidable opponent, but also the shadow of an evil influence that threatened to consume everything. Every blow thrown and blocked resonated with the intensity of an epic battle between light and darkness, between the determination of a hero and the seduction of a dark and forbidden power. Despite the adversities and uncertainty that surrounded him, Gohan clung to hope like the beacon in a storm, remembering the bonds of friendship and love that drove him to move forward. Every beat of his heart resonated with the will to protect what he valued most in the world, facing the challenge with courage and sacrifice, knowing that true strength lay in his indomitable spirit and in his determination to never give up in the face of the darkness that threatened his world and soul.
Gohan, don't wear yourself out too much. Stay focused and in control. Remember, that true strength lies not only in raw power, but in the ability to stay calm and think strategically amid chaos. Do not underestimate your opponent, and do not get carried away by blind rage. That determination must be backed by intelligence and control. Make every hit count, and don't get distracted from your goal.
His words, full of advice and warnings, sought to remind Gohan of the importance of the mind in battle, in addition to physical strength.
The Super Saiyan Phase 3 form consumes a lot of energy. Gohan needs to find a balance between his power and his stamina. He must learn to control the flow of his ki to maintain his strength without exhausting himself quickly. The key is efficiency. Every movement must be precisely calculated and executed to maximize the impact without wasting energy. It's a challenge to master this state, but if Gohan manages to find that harmony, his potential will be truly formidable.
His words, full of experience and knowledge, sought to guide Gohan towards a better understanding of how to use his power without compromising his endurance in battle. As Gohan and Takagami continued their confrontation, Goku's eyes, a symbol of hope for everyone, shone with determination during the intense strife. His strategic mind was working at full speed, analyzing every move of his son and enemies to find the perfect crack in Takagami's defense. Every glimmer in his gaze reflects years of training, epic battles, and an unwavering desire to protect those he loved. In the distance, Vegeta stood in a fighting position, his Saiyan pride burning like an unstoppable flame. His defiant aura and combat experience combined into a formidable force, ready to unleash his power at the precise moment. Piccolo, with his calculated serenity, was watching the battle with sharp eyes, ready to strategically intervene and balance the scales in favor of his comrades. Meanwhile, Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, were in the middle of the recovery process after the intense confrontation against Takagami. Despite their damage received, his determination did not waver. Both focused on channeling their ki with precision, taking advantage of every breath to restore their energies and strengthen their bodies. Goten, with his indomitable spirit and his face marked with determination, closed his eyes with concentration as he felt the flow of vital energy revitalize his fatigued muscles. "We have to be ready to return to the battle at any moment," he thought to himself, remembering the responsibility he shared with his friend Trunks to protect his family and his home. On the other hand, Trunks, with his mind focused and his ki shining with renewed intensity, was striving to reach an optimal state of recovery. "We can't afford to let our guard down," he reflected, aware of the challenges they still faced and the need to be prepared to face any adversity that stood in their way. Both young warriors knew that the battle was not over yet. With determination in their hearts and their ki channeling with precision, they were preparing for the next chapter in their fight for the protection of their world. "Gohan's giving his best. His strength and determination are impressive, but we need to find an opening to channel more energy towards him and empower his power to the fullest. We must all join forces and find a way to support him in this crucial battle. Our connection as a family and as a team is our greatest strength.
Let's make every hit and every effort count to protect our home and those we love.
His words, full of determination and hope, reflected his confidence in the team's ability to overcome any challenge when working together.
Your resistance is admirable, but useless. My power is absolute. No matter how much they fight, they won't be able to stop me. My strength is unshakable, and my determination relentless. There is no escape from my dominion. It's time for you to give up and accept your fate under my control.
Every word was loaded with arrogance and certainty as Takagami continued to unleash his dark power with ruthless ferocity. Gohan, with a superhuman effort, managed to deflect Takagami's attacks and counterattacked with a burst of brilliant energy. The collision of powers created a shockwave that shook the nearby atmosphere.
I will not allow you to destroy what I love. My bonds and my strength are greater than any darkness you could throw. I'm ready to face any challenge and overcome any obstacle to ensure a secure future for everyone. There will be no place for destruction in my world.
Your emotions make you weak, Gohan. The real strength lies in the darkness. Your love and your bonds are chains that prevent you from reaching your true potential. Don't you see that the darkness offers unlimited and unrestricted power? Abandon your illusions of grandeur, young Saiyan. Face the truth that only darkness can bring you true strength and absolute dominion over the world.
Every word was imbued with an icy arrogance and a fanatical belief in the corrupting power of darkness. Takagami sought to sow doubts and weakness in Gohan's mind, challenging his conception of strength and courage. The struggle became more intense with each pressing moment. Gohan, despite showing obvious exhaustion with every short breath, remained firm and undetermined, refusing to back down from the challenge Takagami posed. His eyes reflected an unwavering determination as he faced the malevolent machinations of his enemy. However, Takagami's evil cunning was revealed in all its magnitude when he began to manipulate the environment around him with dark mastery. The dark creatures had summoned with his sinister magic were already at the edge of the surface, ready to emerge and join the battle with uncontrollable ferocity. The air was charged with an ominous presence as the shadows of those creatures danced unexpectedly, eager to join the conflict and show their destructive power. Faced with the imminent threat, the Z warriors did not hesitate to prepare to face these creatures that represented an unknown but tangible danger. Vegeta, with his characteristic defiant tone, exclaimed as he adjusted his combat posture,
"I'll not allow those abominations to ruin our path to victory. It's time to show them the true power of a Saiyan."
Piccolo, the group's calm strategist, quickly assessed the situation and proposed a plan of action.
We're facing a cunning enemy who uses manipulation as a weapon. We must act with coordination and precision. Gohan, you now take care of containing the creatures. Vegeta, Goku, keep the pressure on Takagami and don't let him breathe easy.
Goku, with a determined smile on his face, nodded energetically.
We have it, Piccolo. I'm confident that together we can overcome any challenge that comes our way. We're going to give our best.
Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, who were always looking to prove their bravery, exchanged a look of complacency before joining the plan.
Yes, let's show these monsters what it means to be a real team.
Determination shone in the eyes of each Z warrior as they prepared for the upcoming showdown, their hearts resonating with the memory of Ten Shinhan and Chaos's courageous sacrifice. Those moments of heroism and camaraderie resonated like an echo in their souls, reminding them of the price they sometimes had to pay to protect the world they loved. Goku, with a silent bow to his fallen friends, took a moment to remember his valuable lessons of courage and determination.
Our friend showed us that even in the darkest moments, we can find the strength to face any challenge. His sacrifice will not be in vain as long as we keep fighting and keep the flame of hope alive in our hearts. Every blow we take, every obstacle we face is proof of our determination and our commitment to a better future. We'll not let his sacrifice be forgotten. Let's keep fighting with all our heart and spirit.
Vegeta, with an intense gaze fixed on the horizon, added solemnly,
Every battle teaches us something new. We must honor his memory by overcoming our limits, protecting this world, not only for ourselves, but for those who are no longer there.
Piccolo, the serene strategist, reflected on the importance of learning from each experience.
Every battle, every loss, strengthens us, and teaches us to be better warriors. Let's move forward with determination and wisdom.
Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, full of energy and competitive spirit, exchanged a look of respect towards the heroes of the past.
We're going to make their bravery and sacrifice worthwhile. We'll fight with everything we have.
The memory of Tenshinhan and Chaos became a flame that fanned the determination and fighting spirit of the Z warriors. With their hearts united in a common purpose, they prepared to face the next challenge with the strength of those who came before them, ready to write the next chapter in the history of defending the Earth against the forces of evil. The battle reached unprecedented levels of intensity, with every move unleashing a wave of energy that shook the battlefield. Gohan, with his indomitable spirit, led the charge against the emerging shadows, channeling his ki into powerful explosions that dispelled the creatures one after another. Every flash of light harbored the determination to protect their loved ones and their home from the darkness that threatened to consume them.
Mr. Piccolo, behind you! Watch your back! The enemy's trying to surprise us with sneak attacks! We can't afford to let our guard down for 1 second in this battle! Our togetherness is our greatest strength, and together we'll overcome any challenge that comes our way! I trust in your strategic wisdom, Mr. Piccolo, but I'm also here to support you in every move! Let's move forward with determination and protect what we value with all our might!
Piccolo responded quickly, deflecting the attack with an energy shield.
Thank you, Gohan. Your quick alertness and attention to detail are crucial in this battle. Our coordination and communication are what will keep us one step ahead in the face of our enemies. Let's keep working together. Every move counts in this matchup.
By his side, Piccolo displayed his tactical ingenuity with mastery, drawing lines of defense and counterattack with pinpoint accuracy. His strategies were like chess moves on the battlefield, anticipating the enemy's moves and coordinating attacks to maximize the impact. Between them, an almost perfect synchronicity is woven, where Gohan's brute force found balance at Piccolo's strategic cunning.
Vegeta, get ready for our combined attack! We can't hold any back anymore! It's time to deploy all our power and show them what we're capable of! Together, we're unstoppable, Vegeta! Let's prove once again why we're the most powerful Z warriors in the universe! Let's go!
You don't need to tell me, Kakaroto. I'm always ready for the combat. Our combined power will overcome any obstacle that stands in our way. Get ready to witness the true strength of the Saiyan race. Let's go!
Every clash of powers, every rumble of explosions resounded like a chant of resistance, bravery during chaos. The bounds of camaraderie and trust between the Z warriors were strengthened by adversity, reminding them that together they were more than the sum of their individual abilities. In this ballet of strength and strategy, where each movement had the weight of survival and the hope of a future in which light would prevail over shadows. Vegeta and Goku, in their eternal friendly rivalry forged in countless battles, coordinated their attacks with an almost telepathic synchronization. Like two warriors who share a unique and deep bond, their fiery determination was reflected in every move, every punch, and every burst of energy they threw at their formidable opponent, Takagami.
Goku, it's time to unite our powers to take down this guy once and for all. We'll not allow it to continue sowing chaos and destruction. Our combined strength will be their undoing. Take this, Takagami! This is the end that awaits you for challenging the Z Warriors.
I'm with you, Vegeta. There's no turning back now. Together, we'll put an end to this threat once and for all. Let's get him!
The latter, a formidable adversary in his own right, was forced to quickly divert his attention between dodging the quick and precise strikes of the Saiyans and dealing with the strategic cunning of Gohan and the tactical prowess of Piccolo.
Don't underestimate my powers, Saiyans. My abilities go beyond what you can imagine. Your determination's admirable, but it won't be enough to stop me. Get ready to know the true darkness that resides in this universe.
The frantic dance of attacks and defenses between the protagonists became a ballet of opposing forces, where speed and power merged into an unparalleled combat choreography. Each shock of energy unleashed explosions of ki that lit up the sky like shooting stars on a stormy night. painting the firmament with flashes of power and determination. The battlefield was transformed into an epic scenario where the fates of the combatants were intertwined in a cosmic drama of legendary proportions.
Gohan, now's your time to shine. Use this opportunity to show your true power and determination. We're all counting on you to turn the tide of this battle. Don't hold back. Give your best and make every hit count. The fate of everyone depends on your courage and strength in this crucial moment.
Come on, Dad! Mr. Piccolo! We won't stop until we beat you! Our determination's stronger than ever, and together, we're unstoppable! This is our moment to show that together, we can overcome any obstacle! Let's trust in our bonds and fight with everything we have!
Meanwhile, Gohan's relentless determination and Piccolo's tactical wisdom added layers of complexity to the conflict, consistently challenging Takagami's strategies and moves. The intensity of the confrontation reached its peak, and with each hero and villain deploying their maximum potential in search of victory. Amid the chaos of battle, friendship and honor and inner strength shone as beacons of hope, in a universe fraught with unfathomable challenges and dangers. Goten and Trunks, following the meticulous plan laid out by Piccolo to the latter, demonstrated a perfect synchronization that bordered on the supernatural. As young Saiyan warriors, their connection was more than a simple strategic alliance. It was the manifestation of a deep and lasting friendship, forged in countless shared trainings and battles. Every movement, every gesture, flowed between them in an innate harmony that only the strongest bonds could sustain.
Goten, your task is to maintain the defensive perimeter. Don't let anything surprise us from behind. Trunks, look for any opportunity to counterattack. We need to take advantage of every gap in their defense to turn the tide in this battle.
Understood, Mr. Piccolo. I'll be attentive and make sure that nothing takes us by surprise.
Following Piccolo's instructions, Goten unleashed bursts of energy with the dexterity and speed typical of the Saiyan lineage.
Come on, Trunks, let's keep the pressure on. Let's not give up and take every opportunity to move forward.
His attacks were precise and forceful, outlining a defensive perimeter around the group with an intensity that left his opponents breathless. Meanwhile, Trunks, a skilled wielder of the energy sword, executed precise and elegant cuts that perfectly complemented Goten's strategic defense.
Don't let any of them through, Goten. Keep our front safe while we look for weaknesses in their formation. Let's keep pushing.
Each movement drew lines of glowing energy in the air, creating a dynamic and effective wall of protection that neutralized any threat that dared to get too close to their companions. The combination of Goten and Trunks' skills not only demonstrated their individual mastery, but also their ability to work in a team in a fluid and coordinated way. Their actions were not only the result of practice and training, but also of a deep mutual understanding that allowed them to anticipate each other's movements with pinpoint accuracy. On the battlefield, the symbiosis was their greatest strength, making them an unstoppable force that courageously and determinedly defended those considered their family and home. The battle that was being fought was a whirlwind of energy and strategy, where every move had a deep meaning, and every decision impacted on the future of the contest. Goten and Trunks, the young Saiyan warriors, showed amazing coordination as they threw themselves into combat with a mixture of bravery and dexterity. His movements were like a martial dance, fluid and precise, designed to unbalance the dark creatures summoned by Takagami.
Trunks, to your right! Understood.
The voices of the young people echoed among the booms of explosions and the clash of powers. Each exchange of blows was a symphony of ki, a manifestation of the determination not to give ground in the face of the darkness that threatened to engulf them. Meanwhile, Gohan, with his indomitable spirit, deployed his ki in explosions of controlled energy, creating glowing spheres that exploded with force on impact against the shadows that rushed over them.
We can't give up! Our world depends on this! Every strike, every strategy, everything counts in this crucial battle! Let's keep fighting until the end!
His voice resonated with conviction, injecting courage into his companions. Piccolo, the calm but ruthless strategist, extended his arms with authority, generating defensive barriers that protected the group from surprise attacks. His eyes observed the battlefield with a calculated calm, evaluating every movement of the enemy to find the precise moment to counterattack.
Keep the pressure constant. We cannot allow them to make up ground. Every breakthrough we make is crucial to maintaining our advantage. Keep attacking relentlessly.
The sound of energy crashes and explosions was deafening, but during the chaos, the group's determination and unity shone like beacons of hope in the darkest night. Each of the Z warriors knew that they were not only fighting for their lives, but for the future of their home and the generations to come. Every attack, every block was another step towards victory or defeat, and they were not willing to give in to adversity. Amid the furious fray, every strategic move and every technique deployed by the Z warriors reflected years of training and experience, as well as a bond of trust and camaraderie that strengthened them in the most difficult moments. The coordination between them was a show of synchronization and dexterity, a chaotic but harmonious dance of attacks and defenses that kept at bay the dark forces that tried to dominate them. However, it was at a crucial moment, when hope seemed to be faltering in the face of Takagami's relentless persistence, that Goku and Vegeta, the legendary Saiyans whose power transcended known limits, demonstrated once again why they were revered as the most powerful warriors in the universe. With millimetric synchronization that only they could achieve after years of training in epic battles, they unleashed a devastating combined attack that shattered Takagami's defenses, leaving them exposed and vulnerable in the face of the final counterattack of the brave defenders of the Earth. The impact of their combined energy resounded on the battlefield like divine thunder, shaking reality itself with its overwhelming power. The energy blasts and shockwaves spread out like a gale, sweeping away any obstacles in their way and marking a decisive turn in the confrontation. The hearts of the Z warriors swelled with renewed hope as they witnessed the result of the bravery and determination embodied in Goku and Vegeta, who were not only allies but also rivals who raised each other to new heights of power and dexterity. This epic moment not only symbolized the brute strength of the legendary Saiyans, but also the depth of their connection as battle companions and friends. Her self-sacrifice and dedication to protecting her home and loved ones shone with an intensity that defied the shadows of despair. With Takagami vulnerable before them, Earth's heroes prepared for the final assault, determined to put an end to the dark threat looming over their world and restore the lost peace. As this crucial opportunity approached, Gohan and Piccolo, two warriors whose togetherness goes beyond simple camaraderie, combined their powers with synchronization and understanding that only the closest battle partners could achieve. With relentless determination and a strategic focus sharp as the edge of a sword, they faced the creatures summoned by Takagami, with a bravery that inspired everyone present on the battlefield.
Mr. Piccolo, keep the rear guard. I'm going to the front. It is crucial to maintain our formation and protect our backs as we move forward towards the main battle. I trust you to keep us safe from behind.
Understood, Gohan. Don't let your guard down. Our coordination is key for being victorious. Stay alert and move forward with determination. Together we'll overcome this challenge.
Gohan's energy, bright and powerful as the sun as it peaks, was intertwined with Piccolo's tactical cunning and dexterity, creating a symphony of power and skill that defied expectations. Each coordinated movement between them was a masterful combined dance, where offensive and defense intertwined in a lethal harmony. The creatures summoned by Takagami, who once posed a formidable threat, now found themselves at a disadvantage in the face of the unbreakable union of these two exceptional warriors. The battlefield lit up with flashes of brilliant energy as Gohan and Piccolo unleashed their full potential, overcoming every obstacle with steely determination and calculated strategies. The trust between them was palpable, a connection that transcended words and manifested itself in every punch and every block. With each enemy defeated, their path to Takagami cleared, bringing them closer and closer to the final victory they sought to protect their world and their loved ones.
Gohan, you need to buy time. I will prepare my best attack to defeat these creatures. I trust you can keep them busy while I get ready. Together, we can change the course of this battle.
Mr. Piccolo, I'll do my best to buy time. My goal is to keep these creatures at bay as long as possible so I can prepare their attack. Trust me, I won't let you down.
The moment of truth was approaching, and Gohan was advancing with a firm step, while Piccolo prepared his best attack to defeat these creatures summoned by Bahamut's disciple and put an end to the darkness that had threatened his home. His fiery determination was a beacon of hope for those who witnessed his courageous struggle, reminding them that strength lies in the unity and indomitable spirit of those who fight for justice and peace. The critical moment came when every move decided the fate of the battle. Gohan, in a last effort, took his final form. With his bright and determined aura, advanced to the front of the battle line, facing the dark creatures with a mixture of bravery and strategy, as he blocked the onslaughts of the shadows with his dazzling ki. The creatures summoned by Takagami were not easy rivals to beat, but Gohan in his ultimate form took a lot of confidence and began to face the creatures they are facing. Gohan knew that keeping the creatures at bay was crucial to allowing Piccolo to unleash his full power. While Gohan struggled to contain the shadows with his fast movements and powerful attacks, Piccolo concentrated his energy preparing for the most powerful technique. The tension on the battlefield was palpable, but there was no room for doubt. Confidence in their abilities and in their partner was the key to facing the darkness that threatened to consume them.
Gohan, keep it up. You're demonstrating exceptional courage and impressive mastery on the battlefield. Every movement of yours is a barrier that prevents the advancement of these creatures. It's crucial that you hold this firmness for a few more moments while I finalize the preparations for my final ultimate technique. I have full confidence in your abilities and determination. Remember that our teamwork is the key to overcoming any challenge. Keep the pressure on and don't let your guard down. Together we can turn the tide of this battle and protect our loved ones.
Understood, Mr. Piccolo. I'll not allow them to advance a single step further. You can trust me. I'm fully prepared to take on this responsibility and keep these creatures at bay. Together, we can overcome this and protect our loved ones. My determination's unwavering, and I'll not back down in the face of this challenge, because I know that every stroke I stop here is a step towards victory. Our teamwork and mutual trust will give us the strength to prevail in this battle. Let's show them what we're capable of and write our own destiny in this struggle.
The scene unfolds with increasing intensity as Gohan definitively plunges into the maelstrom of combat. His determination is reflected in every gesture, and every tense muscle, and in every flash of energy that emanates from his being. The creatures summoned by Takagami's nightmarish creatures with twisted shapes and burning eyes fiercely advance towards Gohan, seeking to overwhelm him with their numbers and their uncontrolled fury. Gohan, however, is not daunted. His ki shines around him like an aura of power, marking every movement with a clear purpose. When the first creature lunges with sharp claws, Gohan responds with a precise block, channeling his energy to stop the attack with a glowing barrier. The resulting impact makes the ground tremble under his feet, but Gohan remains steadfast, his eyes fixed on his opponent. Each subsequent blow is an exhibition of martial skill and ki control. Gohan moves with grace and speed, dodging the onslaughts of creatures with fluid movements, and countering with calculated blows. His fists and legs turn into bursts of energy, hitting the enemies with force and precision. Each impact causes bursts of energy that light up the battlefield, drawing bright arcs in the air and kicking up swirls of dust around them. The creatures do not retreat easily. Their resistance is stubborn, and their thirst for destruction is insatiable. Gohan is forced to deploy more advanced techniques, combining his speed and strength with concentrated energy attacks. Ki waves cut through the air as Gohan releases bursts of controlled energy, seeking to weaken his opponents and open gaps in their defenses. Every block, every dodge, is a dance of anticipation and reaction. Gohan relies on his training and his intellect, reading the movements of the creatures, responding with precise movements. Your connection to your spiritual energy is evident in every movement, every pulse of energy emanating from your being. Meanwhile, Piccolo completes the charge of his definitive technique, his absolute concentration palpable in the air. The sound of his pent-up energy resonates on the battlefield, adding a layer of palpable tension to the charged atmosphere of battle. Gohan feels Piccolo's accumulated power as a beacon of hope and a call to redouble his efforts.
This is our chance, Gohan. Keep the pressure on them, and don't give them any respite. Every move of yours is crucial right now, as we are close to changing the course of this battle. I trust in your ability to keep them at bay, while we prepare our counterattack. Keep your determination, and keep going. Together, we can make it happen.
Gohan nods with determination as he prepares for the next attack. The combat dance between Gohan and the creatures reach its climax when Gohan, with a graceful twist, unleashes a series of energy blasts that cut through the enemy ranks. The creatures recoil momentarily, their twisted forms showing signs of weakness for the first time.
Goten! Trunks! I need you to be alert! Mr. Piccolo is preparing a powerful attack! Move quickly and maintain your defenses! Our coordination is crucial at this critical moment of the battle. We can't afford to make mistakes now. I'm confident in your ability to respond quickly and effectively. Stay focused and keep fighting with determination. Come on, we can still turn the tide of this battle in our favor.
The moment came when Gohan, with a precise movement, opened a breach in the creature's defenses, allowing Piccolo to unleash his devastating attack. With a resounding scream, Piccolo releases his ultimate technique, a beam of concentrated energy that cuts through the sky like a fiery comet. Makankasapo! The pure energy swirls frantically around the lightning, forming a spiral of controlled energy that seems to dance in the air with calculated ferocity. The extreme concentration of energy causes a burst that radiates a dazzling radiance, as if the sun itself were transcending on the battlefield. The energy beam, with its incomparable power, transverses the enemy ranks with pinpoint accuracy, neutralizing the creatures with an amazing efficiency that takes the breath away of those who witness its devastating impact. The initial explosion is only the prelude to the destruction that is unleashed. The torrent of concentrated energy envelops the creatures in a lethal embrace, eroding their forms with an overwhelming intensity. Each wave of energy emanating from the ray is like a chisel, carving out space itself, gradually disintegrating the creatures that meet its path with an inexorable inevitability. The show is both majestic and terrifying, with the energy displayed manifesting in vibrant colors that collide and intertwine in a chaotic dance. The controlled destruction leaves in its wake a trail of disintegration that seems to defy the very laws of physics, demonstrating the supreme power that resides in the hands of those who master the arts of combat and energy control. The battlefield gradually quieted down, the dark threat dissipating with each defeated creature. Gohan and Piccolo, breathing heavily, but with a satisfied smile, met in the center of the battlefield, knowing that their teamwork and determination had tipped the scales toward victory. Now, with the road to Takamagami clear, they were preparing for the final assault, confident that their union would return their greatest strength. The battlefield gradually quieted down, the echo of controlled destruction echoing through the air as the enemy creatures vanquished before the combined might of Gohan and Piccolo. The glow of the dissipated energy hinted at the near victory, marked by the determination and teamwork of the brave warriors Z, Gohan, and Piccolo. Breathing heavily but with a smile of satisfaction on their faces, met in the center of the battlefield, exchanging looks of complicity that spoke of a bond forged in battle and camaraderie. Meanwhile, in another part of the battlefield, Goku and Vegeta were facing Takagami in an epic duel that defied the limits of known power. With their faces marked with determination and their eyes shining with a fierce intensity, the two legendary Saiyans demonstrated once again why they were considered the most powerful warriors in the universe. His movements were like a whirlwind of quick attacks and precise defenses, each strike resounding like thunder in the energy-charged air.
Vegeta, keep the pressure on! Let's finish this together!
Of course, Kakarot. I'm not gonna let this guy beat us.
The intensity of their confrontation filled the battlefield, making the ground shake with every energy shock. Takagami, although powerful, was in a challenging position in the face of the unstoppable combination of Goku and Vegeta.
I'll not underestimate your power, Saiyans. I recognize their bravery, but their determination will not be enough to stop me. My strength is unshakable. My power is unstoppable. Get ready to face the real darkness.
Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.
Like good,